As wars rage in Europe and the Middle East, we continue to see surging hostility from China towards Taiwan, America, and our allies. And the public sees it too. A new poll shows a majority of Americans view China as our greatest threat, up 30 points from just 5 years ago. Former Navy SEAL and candidate for senator in Montana, Tim Sheehy, joins us now. Tim, great to have you on the show this morning. What do you make of this poll that shows the American public is taking this very seriously, China?
America's at a crossroads, Will, and the American people understand threats when they see them. They don't need to be told by the State Department or the White House what our threats are. They can feel it every day. Wide open southern border, 70,000 Americans a year dying from fentanyl-related overdoses. In some cases, 10,000, 20,000 migrants a day coming here, bringing drugs, bringing crime with them, and much of that is fueled by China. 5-time increase in fold in farmland ownership by China in the last decade. They're undermining our security all over the world. They're stealing our intellectual property. They're imprisoning business leaders. They are actively undermining American freedoms all over the world, and we're doing nothing about it. And this is the same as in Iran, where we're giving them billions of dollars a year. We're empowering our adversaries all over the world, from Europe, Middle East to Asia. Time for it to stop. We need a new generation of leaders that's going to put America first, and that's why I'm in the race. TimFromT.com.
You know, Tim, not many people talk about Montana. They're not talking about the importance of the Senate race when it comes to the future balance of power in Washington, D.C. As you campaign across Montana, running against incumbent Jon Tester, what are the issues that are primarily important to Montanans?
Number one is the southern border. We are a northern border state with a southern border problem. We're feeling it in our rural communities, getting hollowed out by fentanyl and opioids. We're seeing it in our urban communities. We don't have very many big cities in Montana. Average size of our quote-unquote big cities is 40 to 50,000 people. But for the first time, people are experiencing crime. Catalytic converters getting stolen out of cars, shooting in our streets. Montana's Mayberry, and people are wondering what's going on. So people are feeling that every day, and they make the very logical and accurate connection that this is linked to the drug trade, which is pouring directly in from our southern border, and all the criminal and cartel elements associated with that. You know,
Montana, Tim, is not unlike Texas or Florida or Tennessee, for that matter, in that it's the recipient of a large amount of migrants from within the United States, from places like California. Montana's become very popular through shows like Yellowstone. Cultural assimilation is one thing, but what about values? What have you found about these new Montanans? Do they share the values of the voting base in Montana?
The vast majority of them do. Montana has an interesting political history. It's not a career deep red state. We actually had, 2 Democrat senators for about 100 years here, one of the longest serving Senate presidents in history, Mike Mansfield, Montana Democrat. So we have a complex, very independent political history. Montanans are independent, but they are socially conservative, and they can see threats when they see them. And that's why in the last 6 years, our state has gone from 7 of 8 statewide seats held by Democrats to now 8 of 9 statewide seats held by Republicans, because they are frustrated by the increasingly progressive policies that Jon Tester and Joe Biden have supported: wide open borders, anti-energy, anti-business, pro-Iran, pro-China. They feel that, they see it every day, and they're ready for a change. And that's why we're leading in the polls now against Jon Tester, and we're going to win in 2024.
All right, Tim Sheehy, appreciate you being on with us this morning. We'll keep an eye on Montana.
TimFromT.com. Thank you.
All right.